Hey bro, do people ignore you a lot? When you're in a conversation with a group of people and your friends and you try to say something, does it seem like no one is listening to you? Or do people just seem to avoid you in general? Very recently, I had joined this jujitsu gym, and basically, I was the new guy there. So I was greeting everyone like, "What's up? Hey bro, what school are you from? How's your day going?" And everyone was pretty friendly with me, except for this one guy. He was cool at first, and we even found we had a common interest in reading self-help books. But then I got curious and I asked him which school he was from. And he instantly started getting kind of weirdly defensive. Like, why do you need to know? I'm like, we're just chatting. I'm just curious. Then for the rest of the session, he was kind of like actively avoiding me, always staying on the other side of the room whenever I moved. And when I called his name, he seemed to be pretending not to hear me. And so of course I felt like absolutely horrible. Like, did I say something wrong? Am I misunderstanding what's going on? Does this guy think I'm a fucking American spy because I asked about his school? Now, I'm telling you this story because the thing is, everyone else there was like really cool and friendly with me. It was just this one guy. So for me, it's like whatever. But recently, I went on to r/sg exams, which is basically a subreddit for Singaporean students. By the way, I get most of my video ideas from there. Full disclosure, I just go to the rant tag, the rant flare, and I look for problems that my younger self has faced, and I just make those into videos. And I saw that there were people, fellow students around my age, who have their entire class, their entire environment full of people who are like that guy from Jiu-Jitsu who ignore them and seemingly kind of hate them. Literally having an entire social ecosystem of people who just don't want to talk to them. And I'm like, wow, that's a fucking horrible situation to be in. If you are in this kind of situation, keep watching. A few months ago, I had finished reading this book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and this is probably the single greatest book on social skills and how to handle people ever written. I'll teach you a few strategies from the book to improve your social skills and also some other strategies because it actually takes more than just social skills to be liked by people, in my opinion. Strategy 1: be hearty in your approbation and lavish in your praise. I fucking love that quote. I have it on my wall here. So basically, people nowadays often feel underappreciated. Every single person, you, me, your parents, your classmates, the strangers you see on the street, everyone feels like they are not being appreciated enough. They are dying for praise and validation from other people. Why? Because millions of years ago in our caveman days, getting validated meant that you were valuable to the tribe. You had a higher chance of surviving and reproducing, which basically is the entire point of their existence back then. And our brains now are actually not so different from the brains we had millions of years ago. So, since everyone is starving for validation, if you just start giving genuine compliments to people, they will love you for it. So, your actionable step is to give one compliment to someone you don't really know that well every day. It could be a classmate, someone from your school, a complete stranger, and etc. etc. But I want you to take note of one thing: be genuine and authentic in your compliments. Like, you genuinely believe that a certain trait someone has is actually really impressive, like how they dress or their achievements or how they talk, etc. etc. It could be anything really. Also, try to compliment something that the other person has probably put some sort of effort into that's not related to their genetics or whatever. For example, you might notice they style their hair very nicely, or some sort of skill they've developed which is quite impressive. So once a day, just go up to someone and give genuine praise, like, hey bro, I like your hair. Hey, I really like the way you talk. Yo, your skills in soccer are actually really impressive. You absolutely carried us there. Remember, be hearty in your approbation and lavish in your praise. Strategy 2, become genuinely interested in other people. Other than to be validated, people also seek to be understood. And I know it sounds so obvious when I say it, right? But think about it. And I learned this from Dr. K on YouTube. There are literally people who are killing themselves because people cannot understand their problems and struggles. I mean, most people are probably not at that stage yet, but people really fucking hate it when they are misunderstood. And that includes you, right? So we should do the opposite thing of misunderstanding someone, which is to seek to understand people better with a genuine kind of like curiosity, becoming interested in others. And you might be thinking like, oh, but I'm not interested in other people. I have this personality type which means blah blah blah. Really? Let me ask you. If you could ask anyone you know any question at all, any question, would you be able to ask something? Anything? Of course, right? There are so many things you don't understand about certain people. Like, there are so many things I don't understand about other people. Like, why the fuck do they go to Taylor Swift concerts or watch soccer or listen to rap? Why do they watch anime? Why do they use TikTok? Why are they interested in this certain thing and not this thing? Why do they behave this way and not that way? The reason people don't seem to like you is because you have differences. So naturally, there's so much shit for you to ask about, so much stuff to figure out. Why aren't these people like you? So your actionable step is to add another daily habit on top of giving compliments. Ask genuine questions to the other person about topics that you're actually interested to know. Like, it could be their hobbies, what they like, why they like what they like, etc. etc. You can do this on top of the compliment thing we talked about earlier, like ask the same guy you complimented about their interests. Right now, if you're getting a bit kind of scared to do these actionable steps, starting to think of excuses to not do these steps because you have some sort of, I don't know, social anxiety, let me ask you this. Are you not tired of being lonely? Are you not tired of being ignored by everyone around you? Are you not like fucking tired of being seemingly hated by everyone? I know people who've been through this shit before and it fucking hurts. The actionable steps in this video could very well be your way out. So take this seriously. Please. So, those were the 2 best strategies from the book, basically detailing what you can say to people. Now, I'll teach you how to say those things. Strategy 3. Take a slow, deep breath before you speak. Let me tell you something you probably never knew. You're not breathing properly when you speak. You speak in this nervous, kind of fast-paced, high-pitched kind of manner where you take very shallow and quick breaths and then you stutter here and there. Actually, you're probably not even breathing that much as you speak. Even in between sentences, you hold your breath for some reason. What this does is that your words will carry less confidence when you speak. You don't command attention and respect when you speak. You become more easily ignored when you speak. And you probably notice this happening to me in my videos, right? I'm also very guilty of not speaking properly. I've noticed that the longer I talk, the more fast-paced and more high-pitched my words become. And the simple solution to this is to take a deep breath before you speak. Now, you can comfortably speak slower and louder in a tone that commands respect from other people. You will speak words that carry power within them. So your actionable step is to just take a slow, deep breath every time before you speak. It's so simple. I don't even think I need to make this into an actionable step. Just remember to do it every time before you speak. If you forget, just remember to do it next time. No problem. Strategy 4. Be present and try to maintain eye contact. You know what's the biggest pet peeve, the biggest annoying thing most people have during conversations? It's when you're talking to someone, but then they start gazing into the distance and they seem to be thinking about something else rather than listening to you. Or even worse, their eyes are locked on their phones and they are obviously not listening to you. You see people like this, right? And sometimes you are that kind of person, right? So your actionable step, the next time you talk to someone, try your best to pay attention to them and what they are saying. And if you want to go even further, try to make and maintain eye contact with them as best as you can. And I know this is gonna be like very hard for some people with like ADHD and stuff. Actually, it's gonna be very hard for everyone because like we've all got fucked up attention spans from short form content and shit like that. Like honestly, if I'm being real, I don't think people with ADHD are really that disadvantaged in society because everyone else is actively trying to lower their attention span. Not to like invalidate their struggles, but really, if you have ADHD or ADD, you can still easily destroy your competition and achieve success in life. Really. So, if you find yourself losing focus sometimes, don't worry about it. Just bring your attention back to the person you're talking to. If you just keep bringing your attention back whenever you notice that you are distracted, your attention span is slowly gonna start to heal and you'll find yourself being able to like concentrate for longer periods of time. Not just in conversations, but really like in general, like when you're doing work. Strategy 5, and this one is very interesting. Provide value. Let's think back to 5 million years ago, during our caveman days. What was it that made someone popular in their community or tribe during those days? Think about it. It was contributing to the tribe, contributing time, effort, or knowledge, helping the tribe progress to increase everyone else's chances of survival. Now, I've said that human behavior and brains in the modern day aren't really that different from back then. So let's kind of superimpose and compare this example to the modern day. What can you do to contribute, bring value to your tribe, which could be your class or whichever group of people you want to be closer with? Because you bringing value will make you popular. All the popular kids are popular because they host parties and meetups, and during class they make like funny jokes or whatever. They bring the value of entertainment to the class. Now, you might not be that kind of person, but you can definitely bring some sort of value other than entertainment, right? Maybe you have really good grades and you can try to help those who are lacking behind. Maybe you've been hitting the gym, you can get some of your friends to hit the gym with you. Maybe if you're on self-improvement, you can share your wisdom and lessons. By the way, if you're on self-improvement, right, or you're really into mental health and psychology, you actually have a lot of valuable, frankly life-changing information just stored inside your head. And if you're saying like, oh, but these guys aren't on self-improvement, they have no interest in my knowledge, I want you to use the other 4 strategies in this video. Start with a compliment. Ask questions like, how's your sleep? What do you think is the thing that is bringing the most pain in your life right now? Don't be afraid to ask this type of deep questions, by the way. And then you can start to share your personal experiences with the same problems that they are facing. Oh, I also used to have bad sleep, or oh, I also used to be addicted to video games and social media. But I fixed that using this one strategy, which is then you can start spreading all of your wisdom. So, actionable step, think of one way, one specific action you can do to contribute to your class or whatever social group you want to be closer with. Could be anything, doesn't have to be something I talked about. And also try to make this a daily habit, as in try to do it once every single day. I hope you found this video helpful. Please give me any criticism or feedback in the comments below, and I wish you a good day.